Welcome to our program, and I'm your presenter Ayubumse. We are here at Tanzania House, the heart and seat of the Tanzania government in the United Kingdom, especially in London. We're here at number 3 Stratford Place. Behind me here, there's a highly powerful delegation from the Tanzania Parliament, led by the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, who have come here to trash out one thing. The issue here that is being discussed behind these doors is the issue of how Tanzania is going to be paid their money. As you might know, the story of Tanzania and BAE is a very long story. Tanzania, which is actually celebrating 50 years of independence after getting independence from Britain. As you can see, these two flags here, which symbolizes the great relationship between these two countries. But there is one little problem, which is a thorn in the flesh of this relationship. Thorn in the flesh is that a British company, BAE, sold a fake radar to their counterparts in Tanzania. The deal turned sour, but of recent, a High Court judge ruled here in England that Tanzania must be repaid back. But the issue that is being contended here at the moment is how Tanzania is going to be paid. Judge in Southwark Court ruled that this money should go to the people of Tanzania. The argument from Tanzania has been that we are the representatives of Tanzania. This money came from the coffers of Tanzania, the taxpayers' money. It has got to go back to the people of Tanzania. There's so many questions that have not been answered. For example, we want to know what happened to the loan that Tanzania took from Barclays. Is it being repaid? There's also an argument that this money that BAE is keeping, actually it is accumulating interest, but at the same time it is depreciating. How much will it be spent or how much will be left when it is given to Tanzania? There is also an issue whereby this panel that has been set up by EA, fact one, there's no Tanzanian citizen on that panel. Number two, how are they going to be paid? Another issue as well is how does it really make sense that BAE should make a decision on how it is going to pay Tanzania? Number two, it is going to give, they say that they are going to give British NGOs this money and advise them on how it is going to be spent in Tanzania. But the Tanzania position is clear-cut. They say whoever is going to receive this money on behalf of Tanzania government will actually withdraw its cooperation. What do you think? Now, BAE and its partners, they claim that Tanzania, like any other African country, is corrupt, that if they give this money, it won't be accounted for. But now, the court of public opinion says that actually if this money was got from the people of Tanzania, it should be given back to the people of Tanzania. So many meetings have taken place, lots of people have been spoken to, but I leave this issue to the court of public opinion, both here in Britain and in Tanzania as well, to make a decision of how this money should be dispersed. I had an opportunity to speak to the Deputy Speaker, who is the leader of the delegation that is here in the UK, and this is what he said.
This is a high-powered delegation from the Parliament of Tanzania. We have come here in London on behalf of the people of Tanzania, on behalf of the government of Tanzania, to pursue implementation of a court order that happened here on the 20th of December 2010, that Tanzania should be paid reparations amounting to approximately £29 million, reparations that emanate from a deal on a sale of a radar by BAE to Tanzania. It is 6 months now since that court order was given. Not a single penny has been given to Tanzania. So Parliament of Tanzania saw it fit to send the four of us to come here and talk to the House of Commons members of the House of Lords, who have received us very well, who have understood us, and actually it was they who raised up this question long time ago, which caused SFO to investigate. And let me use this opportunity to thank members of the House of Commons and House of Lords, members of the government, of the UK government, UK people who have been sympathetic on this issue, and to thank the courts of the United Kingdom for their understanding. So in short, we have come to follow up and make sure that that money goes back to Tanzania.
Now, you mentioned something along the lines that you're being born in the Houses of Parliament. Have you met your counterparts in the both houses? And do you consider yourself having a successful trip? And what has been your achievement?
So far, the response that we've been receiving is positive. And since we know our position in this matter, we believe the end result will be positive. We are just leaving it to them to make a decision so that the money can be deposited into the government's account.
Now, the issue here is that you must have met some of the main stakeholders on this issue, and some of them did go along the lines that maybe they might have their position. The position of BAE is that this money should go to, we have set up, let me say, a committee led by Lord Keynes. Do you agree with that committee? Do you believe in that committee? And if they gave a chance to a Tanzanian to be part of that committee, do you agree with that?
We don't agree at all, 100%, because they had the time to consult us, to give us a proposal to be in that panel if the need fits. But we believe that this is our money and it has to be returned to the government of Tanzania. We don't want any representation at all into that board.
And what if an offer was made for a member of your house?
Since it has not been made yet, okay, and a delay has already been done, so we're not interested.
Can you add on that?
Yes, the mere fact that this board is formed by BAE is not accepted by our country. It undermines the integrity and reputation of our country. We don't see a company that has been sentenced and fined in a court of Britain for bribery is competent to handle matters of our people and of our government. This is our position for the moment and for the time coming on.
Now that brings us again to ground zero where we started, because the issue when we're here today, where all of you are in town, is that something must have gone wrong in terms of corruption, that Tanzania was shortchanged. Now, in terms of you as a house, what can you tell us the strength of your parliament in terms of parliamentary scrutiny? Because you've been in the House of Commons, you visited the sessions of the Parliamentary Accounts Committee. What have you learned in those sessions that you can take back on? But part two, what steps have you put in place to make sure that this does not happen again? Because we have got people who have been implicated, for example, Mr. Chege in a memo which was released by the SFO that he must have received almost £1.5 million. And some emergency account, but he's still roaming around in the Houses of Parliament in Dodoma. As a house, have you investigated this? What steps have you taken to make sure this does not happen again? Because he's saying, SFO, saying I'm clean. I'm clean.
Thank you. Let us start by listening from the chairperson of the Public Accounts Committee, Honorable Chair.
Yeah. One has to say there are a lot of problems in the world. And at some stage, you have to come to a situation, which one are you pursuing at one point in time? The issue here, we are pursuing the payment to Tanzania of £29.5 million. That is the issue. We are gratified by the fact that, and it's a very rare testimony, that a government, a serious government like that of the United Kingdom, can actually give testimony in the Parliament of the United Kingdom that we have accountability systems in place which are working. And it's not an off issue, it is something which has been going on for some time. I've been a member of the Public Accounts Committee now for more than 10 years, and I've always supported the process of bringing money to Tanzania and the general budget support, because that money goes into the exchequer. It is subjected to all accountability systems, including Parliament and the Public Accounts Committee, as well as standard audits. On top of that, even the donor group in Tanzania have their own assessment in the audit systems which culminate into a PEFA report. So but it's gratifying to us that at least our friends here have acknowledged that. Now, what is amazing to us, a committed, somebody who has been committed in a court of law, somebody who has been fined in a court of law, has now a moral standing of being better than Tanzania government in looking after the monies which, in the first place, came through Tanzania. So we are of the opinion that this is another avenue of a large company trying to use legal systems, to take money, from what they think is a weak democracy. We are not a weak democracy.
Thank you.
And we have the pressure.
Thank you, Honorable.
Yeah, regarding your second question, that you see people walking around Dodoma and Dar es Salaam. This investigation was not conducted by the government of Tanzania. This investigation was conducted by SFO. And SFO did request our government to interrogate people in Tanzania. SFO is yet to report to our government of what finding it has found and what decision and what recommendation is giving our government. As of now, our government is just waiting a report from SFO. We cannot prosecute anyone without evidence, and the evidence lies with SFO.
But the problem is SFO went to court and made a pre-bargain settlement with BAE covering any action, be it bribery or not, that was conducted pertaining to this issue, covering anybody, an employee or a company, whatever, about this issue. So you can see how will it be easy in Tanzania to follow up the matter, while SFO, who was the investigator, has already closed down its file on this side of the world. That does not preclude the fact that Tanzania will make a follow-up, but this is a letdown on our part.
Yeah, on the last note, sir, I want you to look at the idea of the British taxpayers' money, who does not know much about Tanzania, but he feels maybe you won't tell him that you are aggrieved, something has gone wrong. Talk to him and tell him what went wrong and how you think it should be redressed.
Honorable. Can you repeat?
I want you to kindly look in the eye of the British taxpayer who's watching this program here now, or the British public, or the British court of public court, and tell them what you think went wrong and how you think it should be readdressed or redressed.
What went wrong officially from the court ruling is that BAE had kept its accounts inappropriately. It's a minor, it's a misdemeanor. This is the official submission of which BAE accepted. And it was fined with costs and reparations for that. But what we are saying is that we in Tanzania, we will pursue this matter a little bit further than that. Because the picture that we have is we were cheated, we were shortchanged in the whole deal. This was a raw deal. And as I said before, we thank members of Parliament of the House of Commons, members of the House of Lords, the UK government, the UK people who have been up with us when we complained about this deal. And it's good that BAE now is penalized to return some of this money, and actually most of this money.